Great. Well, hey, everybody. Would just like to welcome you all to our summary call, if you will, coming out of our 10-day late summer transition event, which I hope everyone enjoyed as much as I do, because I had a great time over the last, 14 days now, but it was a really fun program. Just in case we are talking a little bit about Sunrider Foods today, I just want to quickly go through our disclaimer, which is none of the information provided in this presentation is intended to represent a diagnosis or cure of any illness or disease. So with that said, Judy, let me kind of turn over to you, if I may.
Okay, thanks, Mac. Welcome, everybody, like Mac said, and we're so happy that if you were in the program, you are here, and if you're just joining in, thank you. Because we're all excited about this. We've done it. This is our, our third go round now. Because in Chinese traditional medicine, the Chinese law of the 5 elements corresponds to the 5 seasons with different organs of the body. And so that's what we're trying to do when we do these challenges, 10-day challenges. And the idea of 10 days is that doesn't take too much of the whole season from you, but also in hopes that you learn something and incorporate it for the rest of that season, something new. 2 of the things that we've been doing is 1, table foods, and then some specific Sunrider foods that also correspond. So just as a reminder, I wanted to give you 1 or 2 reasons why eating locally, and that's to your area. You know, we're so fortunate to be represented from Pennsylvania to California, from Hawaii to Canada, Alaska. So we're all over. So we understand that different areas have a little bit different seasons and a little bit different foods available. So just to be clear, it's what's available in that season in your area. We do kind of a general idea, but this is why it's good to do that. Eating locally will help you to adapt to the environment. It keeps us in tune with the elements that are happening around us. I mean, that doesn't really probably need to be said, but it's a good reminder because we need to change. We're not craving watermelon usually into the fall. We start looking towards pumpkin, hopefully not too many pies, but squash, some of the things that are for the season. And we want to listen to that tendency, listen to your body, change with the seasons and elements. Another good reason is that if you eat locally, that food is going to be fresher. It just stands to reason. It doesn't have to travel 1,000 miles to get to us. Another reason is that imported foods are likely to have less chemicals because they don't, again, have to go a long distance. So those are all just some added reasons. Now, if you notice on the 5-element wheel here, we are in, obviously, late summer, which is the earth element. We focused on the stomach, of course, for digestion, as well as the spleen. And I learned how much the spleen has to do with energy, how even the stomach affects our nervous system, you know, butterflies in the stomach when you're anxious or whatever. But the really cool thing to me is that if we give attention to our stomach, spleen, pancreas this time of year, then guess what? We're already, when we're officially in autumn, and we're going to focus on our lung and large intestine. Doesn't that make sense? What comes after the stomach, you know, works its way down to the large intestine. So following the wheel around, you're actually eating in preparation of the next season. So something I've learned is that each season has its ups and downs and its needs. And I was pretty impressed that it made a difference. When we began this last spring, I wasn't so sure it mattered a whole lot. I thought it would be a good thing to do, but I'm certainly seeing that it does matter, and I've noticed a difference. So Lisa, have you noticed anything by following this theory of the 5 elements in the seasons?
Lisa.
Okay, got it. Okay, so this got started really because I had issues. I would always have issues in the spring. And I'd never mentioned that, but I mentioned it to Judy and she started explaining this to me. And that was so thrilling to me because for years, I mean, some of us on this call have been in Sunrider for over 30 years. And as we've been eating consistently higher nutrition than what we even can get in table foods, we have benefited our own bodies and others with regeneration. And so years and years and years of doing this, we can see the benefits of that. Well, now we're looking at not only looking at what foods for the season, but the moving from season to season and how we support our own bodies for that. And so it's exciting to me, even for me, especially in the spring, to see how doing this for a full year affects me in the spring, to see if it changes what I usually go through in the spring. But from years of doing just Sunrider and regeneration, now adding this element to it and consistently doing this and looking forward to starting it over in the spring and doing this year after year after year is, for me, and I'm sure for other people who understand the principles behind this, it's another portion of our health. Like when we learned about Sunrider and we knew that if we did this year after year and made it a practice in our life, we would benefit. Who knew we would benefit in such a way that we have? And now we're adding this element and it's going to be that much better year after year after year. And it's giving variety to our food choices as well. So I am very excited to think about doing this year after year, just like we've been doing Sunrider year after year. So Wendy, did you notice any help in the area of consistency?
Yeah, yeah, I sure have. I used to eat the New Plus occasionally, but this past year, since we started doing all these meetings, I got more committed in doing the Simply Herbs New Plus twice a day, every day. And one thing I've noticed more of a feeling of well being, especially after I've had a New Plus, but also my hair has grown. It's gotten really thicker and longer. I used to wear extensions, and I don't have to do that anymore. So another experience, my neighbor Mary, she was eating a Similac whenever she would have a stomach ache. Her stomach was upset, but she's found that now eating it every day consistently is really helping her IBS. Another thing that I know that I have learned is with the sunrise. When we had a previous meeting and Julie and Carla were talking about sunrise, that was one that I had never really worked with before. And so I heard it was great for the spleen energy, and I do have problems fighting infection. You fight your infection a lot of times with your spleen, and so I have been consistently taking the sunrise, and I have noticed more energy, less need for naps. And so I'd like to open this up to the group and ask what experiences others have noticed by consistently eating the products.
Yeah, please unmute yourself if anyone would like to chime in.
Has anyone noticed any benefit?
I think Sunshine and Carla both raised their hands.
Oh, yes. Okay, Sunshine?
I agree with you, Wendy. I had never tried Sunrise until this little challenge, and I'm finding that I'm having more consistent energy. Today, Richard was at market. He was out of the house, so I said, I'm cleaning. And I started out with half a vial of Sunrise for breakfast, and then I added it at lunch, and I can't believe that I'm not exhausted right now during this meeting. It's given me some stamina and endurance that I have not had because of my adrenal issues for decades, since my teens. So this is now part of my regular food is Sunrise. Sunshine's eating Sunrise from now on.
It does help recovery. So cool. And Carla, did you have a comment?
Yes, as you know, I've always been a fan of Sunrise, And I thought it was mostly sports related that I was attracted to Sunrise, but I'm not engaging in sports like I used to before COVID. But like I mentioned in some of my comments on the posts, it just rides me from morning till night. There's no lag of energy. You just feel like you can take on anything you need to take on, especially when you couple it with Liquify. And I've also noticed that my digestion, which I thought was already doing well, it really jumped up a couple notches. And I was really impressed. I thought, oh my goodness. And I attribute that to of course, the Assimilate and the cinnamon Fortune Delight increase and the other foods in the program, but also the the Korean white ginseng.
Mhm.
At night, I took that in the evening, and boy, did I sleep soundly.
Oh,
It just
really?
kind of knocks you out. And because when I wake up, I think, what happened? It was like I was so sound asleep. You knew you had a peaceful rest. So that Korean white ginseng is just, I can't explain it. You have to take it.
So you
And
took it before you went to bed, and
I
you know,
did.
and you noticed it helped you sleep better. Well, that's a good tip. I'm going to try that.
And I noticed with that, I used to use that for people who were aggressive and just more irritated and agitated. I remember doing a presentation, and this woman's husband was so agitated and kind of attacky on everything. And I made him a cup, and it tastes good. I made him a cup of tea of Korean white ginseng, knowing what it should do for him. And he changed into a completely different person right before our eyes. And after that presentation, she called and ordered that for him. So it has a calming effect on people. It's really soothing.
Yeah. Well, it's an adaptogen, so it helps the body adapt to stress. But
Right.
good tip. And Judy?
I just wanted to say also that I always have quinary, but I'm a fan of the powder. And of course, that is the food for all seasons because all 5 systems are included. But during this challenge, I was regular with Liquify and Sunrise together in the afternoon. And I noticed that Liquify, and maybe with the boost of the Sunrise, but it's more immediate energy, more immediate effect. I love the powder in the morning, getting up, it just makes me feel even and all that. But I've really appreciated the Liquify and of course the Sunrise together. So I think that's excellent. And that's fascinating about Korean white ginseng. I would have thought it totally different than that. So that's very interesting, Carla. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Well, that's what's been so wonderful also about the Facebook page is that there's recipes, there's experiences, there's suggestions, and you really do learn a lot. It's great. Any other comments before we go on? Let's see, Mark.
Yes. You can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. I've been on Sunrider now for just probably close to 2 months. I'm 74, going to be 75 here, rickety tick. I start every morning with Cali, and I have with Sunny Dew, sometimes the Sun Nectar, and I drink and eat 3 to 4 New Plus and Quinary powder packets every day, along with several other products. One of the things that I think that I've noticed is that my skin is feeling softer. I have what they call crepe skin, but it slowly seems to be disappearing. I've been taking the Sun Breeze and applying it to the skin, and that seems to be helping also. I've lost about right around 12, maybe a little bit more than 12 pounds now.
Wow.
And I'm very impressed with all of these foods. I take Ease And I use that, I'm a Vietnam vet, so they've had me on my third stroke. So I've been on multiple medications that I would just as soon not be taking, and I've eliminated a lot of them. And by taking the Sunrider products, and especially with ease and being able to relax and sleep better, it's allowed me to take less of the medication that they want me on, that I just really are damaging to the body. So overall, and I'm trying several new products this time around. And I'm anxious to try even more.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mark. Did you mention how long you've been eating the products?
About 2 months.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah.
So I have generally one meal a day and the rest is Sunrider. And I put the Sunny Dew and the Nectar virtually in everything now. But I'm enjoying it. It's working.
Well, yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. Wonderful experience. Very encouraging. Thank you.
Thank you.
If anyone else has a comment, put the little hand up because I may not see you otherwise. Yes, Kalana. How do you pronounce your name?
Sorry about that. It's Kailana.
Okay, Kailana.
Kailana. A lot of the things I already was taking and doing, but what I really enjoyed about the group is that opened my eyes not only of different things I could do, but things I could suggest to people that have roadblocks. Like I have a son who is very picky. I have a daughter-in-law who's picky on another, his wife is actually picky on a different scale. And my best friend since birth is ultra picky about foods. And it gave me ideas of how to present different ways to be able to have ones eat the foods. Even the difference between, I prefer the powder also kind of like Judy and for quinary. And because of the suggestion for this challenge to up your quinary, I decided to get the Liquid 5 just to have something different. And to have that experience to be able to tell different ones, well, this is what you might be, if you take quinary in this form and you don't like it, here's what this form is like and what it will do for you. I really was able to feel the difference, see the difference, and I appreciated that in this challenge.
Are you the gal who plays golf barefoot? Was that you?
It's me.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
and my husband is planting grass for me in the backyard because I've been going out walking around and my feet are killing me. So
Oh,
he's planting grass.
And your feet will get you. I mean, our feet have been, kind of made to not do what they were made to do by all the. And yes, it's kind of funny because I realized maybe a couple years ago when I went to the driving range with my husband that the shoes were throwing me off. So I kicked my shoes off. Well, that was before I did some grounding in the past, but I actually then started thinking maybe it would be good just to walk around the golf course barefoot. And then, then my husband threw his shoes off and it made a world of difference. Even we're not as sore when we're done with the golf game,
Yeah.
But sports caps, you can't get sports caps does a huge thing too.
Well, thank you for sharing that about walking barefoot because I'm doing that now and I'm enjoying it. It reminds me of when I was a teenager. We used to always walk outside barefoot.
I love it.
Yeah,
and your feet get adapted. Your feet, I'm purposely walking on gravel a couple times a day now to try to slowly get my feet used to it, you know, and believe me, there's times that I go, what am I doing? This
Yeah,
hurt.
yeah.
But
Well, stop before you get to the hot coals, okay?
my limit.
Anyway, I think
That I'll leave that to Matt. Matt can do that.
I think Pixel 3XL wanted to make a comment.
Yes, hi, it's Alea Boucher.
Okay, hi.
Really?
I wanted to mention the, I'm sure I'm not going to say it right, the Saiwu Jaya, which
Yeah.
is actually Siberian ginseng.
Uh-huh.
I was so thrilled to see that product come back because it wasn't available for a while. And it is incredible. What I like to do with that is open a capsule into a cup of hot water with your Sunny Dew. And it's the most amazing tea. As winter starts coming on, you start getting cold and you're chilly. It is really warming and it's relaxing. It helps your bones and joints and your circulation. It increases stamina. It's just an amazing herb.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because we do have the two adaptogens, the Korean white ginseng and then the chihuahua, whatever.
I know, right?
whatever that is. Mac, are there any other required products that you have benefited from?
Oh gosh, Wendy, you know, so many of them. But before I even touch on that, I'd just kind of like to go back to a couple of the comments and share a couple of things. Judy, your comment initially about eating locally, I think is very right on. I mean, it's so true. Most of us are blessed to have farmers markets in our communities, et cetera, and places where we can find local produce and fruits and vegetables and stuff. And I tell you, I'm right there with you. I mean, just the idea of shopping locally really makes a lot of sense to me. And I have found it as well to be a great way to make contacts. And I mean, well, Carla, I mean, you've talked many times on calls, various calls about meeting people at farmers markets and water stores and everywhere else that you come in contact with. But what a great way to meet people that are kind of thinking the same way we are about fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, and purchasing local. So great stuff there, Judy. You know, for me, Mark, it was interesting when you were commenting about one meal a day and the rest of your stuff being Sunrider, because that's kind of what I've been dealing with here the past couple of weeks, going through these challenge events. And I actually went through a cleanse at the same time with a separate group. And one of the things that I've enjoyed too is adding my quinary to my New Plus, eating it right out of the bag. And what I've done with Liquefive and Sunrise is I've added them to my Cali Fortune Delight mixture. And I'll put a little Electrosport in there as well too, just because I'm outside and I'm perspiring a lot. But what a great way to eat during the day, you know, just that one basic meal, if you will, but everything else being Sunrider. Couple other things, and I promise I'll get to the product part of this thing too, is one of the things I've noticed, and Wendy, you touched on it a second ago with your New Plus story, as Lisa did as well, is the fact that I've always known that if I eat Sunrider foods consistently and I watch the other stuff that I put in my body, that my body will repair and renew. But what I have found by increasing the quantity, and Lilana, you kind of mentioned this in your comments a minute ago, is by bumping up the amount of quinary, the amount of New Plus, the amount of these other great foods over this past, well, couple weeks for me in this thing, man, I have really felt that my body's kind of moved into regeneration phase. You know, we talk about repair, renew, but then there's the regeneration part. And I've never felt as good as I do right now. And I know a lot of it is, well, part of it's being in Mexico for a week, but the other part of it is eating well, so well for the past couple of weeks. And in terms of the products, yeah, I had never had any kind of digestion or stomach issues. So it was interesting to start incorporating Assimilate for me. And what I was doing with that, like most of us probably, is making it as part of my Cali Night tea. I would open up a couple capsules in with my Cali Night, little squirt of sun nectar or Sunny Dew. And yeah, what a lovely way to kind of relax. And I never had any digestion or indigestion problems that came up. And I don't know if Assimilate is supposed to kind of make you calm or not, but it certainly helped, and I enjoyed that a lot. The other thing that I certainly found was I had forgotten about Sunrise, to be honest with you all, okay, until Judy, you brought it up in terms of this particular challenge event that we had here. And I've really enjoyed bringing Sunrise back into my daily Sunrider foods. I've seen a burst of energy out of it, and I know it does more than that, because I've also, and again, I know it's probably a combination of things, but I have felt less inflammation in my body. My wife has been commenting about the last couple of days about having a new spring in my step, coming up and down the 16 stairs we have between floors of our house. I mean, again, there's just so many great things that have come out of this. The other thing I just wanted to share quickly with everybody before we move on here is, for me, and I don't know about the rest of you guys, but it has been an interesting exercise in grounding, and it's impacted me so many ways, from walking barefoot in the grass or on the beach in Mexico, to other things. I mean, looking even at my martial arts and the connection to snake, which the connections are rock, root, and earth. Okay, everything is grounded in terms of the snake. Kind of getting more involved in that thinking in terms of the martial arts, and then experiencing, as we do here in Arizona and other places, a couple of really interesting rattlesnake experiences, okay, in terms of grounding and all of that have come up for me too. So it's been a really interesting few weeks for so many different reasons. And Judy, Wendy, Julie, who's not on, Lisa, et cetera, I can't thank you guys enough for bringing the idea of this seasonal transitional eating to my attention and to all of our attention, because I tell you, I'm going to turn this over to the group again for next series of comments here, but I have certainly felt tremendous value coming from the event itself, okay, from the foods, from the community, all of you guys, the team, the sharing. My gosh, the posts on the Facebook page have just been so fantastic. And in terms of being connected to a community of people, I just love the idea of the Facebook page. I so appreciate everyone's posts, because they brought tremendous value to me in this whole process. And I hope you guys feel the same. And I guess that's the question I'd kind of like to throw out to people too right now is, did you guys see value as I did in this whole event? And my hope, of course, is the answer is going to be yes, because I am so excited about where we go from here, but I guess that'll be a next question afterwards. But first, please, anybody that would like to jump in terms of value they thought they received from being part of this community and part of this exercise, please share.
Better at raising my human hand than the little one on the screen.
Sure.
The community to me was the biggest factor in this particular challenge. In a couple of the prior challenges, I've had some really strong experiences with the foods from that challenge. But for me, I think the community and learning from each other was the biggest takeaway from this one. And I really have to give a call out to Kay Ilana, because she posted one time a photograph of her night Cali and stated that she opened the ease and stirred it into the night Cali. Mm-hmm. And I love my night Cali, and I can tell a difference from it, but I have never been able to tell a difference from ease. And I had not been sleeping well, and I just had shoved the ease in the back of my cabinet. And when I saw her post, I decided to try that. And I've now had 4 nights in a row where I've had the ease opened into the night Cali and have absolutely slept like so solidly, you know, with less waking up. And when I do have to wake up for whatever reason, the dogs bark, I have to go to the bathroom. When I get back in bed, I'm back asleep like that. It's not the tossing and turning that I would experience before from an interruption. So that's been my biggest takeaway, is how much we have to learn from each other.
Fabulous. Anybody else?
There's Carla.
Carla, your hand's up again, or is that from the first time?
No, it's up again.
Good.
Yeah, I really enjoy the information on the Facebook page and the back and forth that sometimes takes place with different comments. But what I've done is I've shared some of those recipes and ideas with people who aren't in this group, who are in my downline, and gotten responses. Like maybe you've seen some of my pictures where I encourage to put New Plus in different items. I
Uh-huh.
always get feedback when I send those same pictures out or somebody else's idea. And then, that sometimes helps the volume to jump. People sometimes are looking for ideas. And when you share different ideas, they're really appreciative. And the pictures are so beautiful. You can almost do a slideshow with them with other people and say, incorporate this. I've had some new people sign up in the past 2 weeks, and they have no clue how to use these foods. Even though you talk to them, you can put it in your oatmeal. They still sometimes think, well, I'm not sure what to do. When you show them a picture in some of these recipes, they're like, thanks a lot. And then the wheels get to turn and they have that visual and they come up with their own ideas. So this Facebook page is very, very beneficial, and it just gives you another opportunity to share with even your downline.
Great stuff, Carla. Thank you. Did I see another hand up there? Who
Yeah,
else would
Deborah
like to-
Dowling.
Oh, Deborah, hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I want to have a special shout out to Kelana. I tell you, Kelana's pictures and her foods are quite inviting. I'm going to do the popcorn. I like that chocolate. I couldn't do the chocolate because I didn't have any chocolate. So I did some oatmeal, apple cinnamon oatmeal with my New Plus. So I just wanted to say, and everybody else's contributions too are very, very encouraging and gives me a lot of fresh ideas. So thank you to all.
Awesome. Other hands? Let's see, I can see Myra, but that's only because I've only can see a few of you. So take your turns jumping on, okay?
Yeah, Kalana.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say I really appreciate it. Every time we've come here, it's like my Sunrider training. I mean, honestly, we get more than this in terms of product knowledge and how to use it than we do at this convention. So really, really appreciate it, as well as everybody's input, and you feel like we're all together, even though we're not. So that's really helps a lot.
Right on.
Right.
Next.
Can I hop in there for a second?
Sure.
Hey, I've been self-employed for 50 years with several businesses. I used to sell Herbalife, and I didn't take very much of a effort. When I restored antiques for collectors and museums. So when I was introduced to this product line, like I said before, I haven't been doing it very long at all, but I'm impressed. I've lost basically all of my connections that I had for years because of the numerous strokes and being in a hospital and nursing homes. But I am quite able, and I'm going to the VA and going to I've signed up for some nutrition classes at the VA, and I'm going to make it a point to bring up the Sunrider products and what they're doing for me. And I want people to see that know me, the differences in me and how I look and how I feel. I don't know if it's going to grow any hair, but the fact of the matter is I'm impressed with this product line. So I just wanted to let everybody know that once I get engaged in it, I think I can go somewhere with this one.
Fabulous, Mark. And what a wonderful way to do that in terms of sharing with your colleagues and associates at the VA and stuff. That's a great thing to do. And I can't promise you the hair thing either, but Wendy, after your testimony, it gives me hope, Mark, for both of us, okay?
It's not only going to grow, it's going to grow curly.
Oh boy, great.
I second that. It's happened to me too.
I know there was a few other hands up. I can see Sandy. I can't see who else is raising their hands.
It's Kalana.
Oh, please. Yes, somebody jump in and please share.
I just wanted to say that I love doing these 10-day challenges because you kind of get all your products together, you're getting prepared, and then you get into a routine. And it's nice to try to carry those habits, whether it's the drinking the water, eating this product every day, whatever it is, carrying it on through once the challenge has ended. So I didn't realize that I had kind of a little bit of a competitive edge in me, because it's like, oh, did I do this today? Like, it's so bizarre, but anyway, I really enjoy it. And I'm so glad that you all put the effort in that you did, and all the postings and such. So thank you.
Absolutely. Who else would like to talk?
I have another something to say as usual. This is Carla. I was wondering if anyone else noticed a shift in their eating habits. Like I would eat in the morning, and the normal time that I eat lunch, I wasn't hungry at all. Like, am I not eating? Was there something going on? And it was really prolonged periods. I thought, am I turning into European? I wanted to eat like after 8 p.m. It was really, really different. There was a total shift in when I felt hungry and when I was. It's amazing how we're governed sometimes by the clock, and we think it's lunchtime or a particular. It didn't click in that I'm not. It's this time, and I had no appetite. But then when it was time to eat later on, I had a voracious appetite. So I was wondering if anybody else felt that shift in eating times and patterns.
Hello, this is Mark. I definitely have noticed that. Doing 3 to 4 New Plus and Quanry a day, have little time to eat that one meal that I'm looking for. I have hypoglycemia. I've seemed to be having less symptoms of that. And with hypoglycemia, I've for more years than I like to count, probably 50 years or more, I've known it. So I eat little bits throughout the day. That isn't taking place now. I feel like when I get ready to eat a meal, it's like, do I really want to eat this? Or should I have another New Plus? So it's been very helpful in that regard.
And I was just going to mention too, I've been underweight for so long. I'd be between like 99, 100 pounds. And just recently with these different challenges, I'm up to 110, and that's really good for me. So I've gained weight.
And I just wanted to say too, regarding Mark, he has really taken to heart. I don't know if you've been on the Dr. D's calls and such, but he, and Dr. Chen has always said, eat enough to make a difference. And so as he's wanted to branch out into other products, I've kind of corralled him back into, let's eat the basics more first and then branch out. And I think that has made a really huge difference, because I know a lot of us, it's like, oh, I'm eating this one meal a day and I'm not getting the results I want. It's like increase the New Plus, increase the Quinary, increase the Cali and Sunnydew. So
I see Kalana, your hand is up.
Thanks. I didn't want to cut anybody off or anything. First of all, I want to tell Mark and Mac that my dad says there's a few perfect heads that were created by, and the rest of them have hair on them. So don't worry about not having hair. And really, I think for me, I've been a little bit in a shell for about 10 to 15 years. And what this group has afforded me is a place to feel safe.
Good.
I want to thank you all.
Oh, good.
No, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. That's what we try to create with these groups. And I mean, I think it's obvious. Everyone really cares about everybody else here.
Helena, the last time I was in a meeting and saw you talking about on the golf course and kicking off your shoes, I have done that pretty near all my life, but I haven't done it for years until I heard you say that. And I've taken my shoes and socks off as much as possible. They're off right now.
You all have helped me to, think about things that I haven't really thought of in a long time also. And so I appreciate everybody in this group, but honestly, I have not felt like really sharing a lot for a long time. And so I really appreciate all of you.
Well, hey, thank you for
thank
sharing the way you
you.
did, because we all appreciate your posts, no question about it, and just you being part of this group. Hey, I know, just sake of timing and everything, I see a couple other hands. Mary, I see you've raised your hand and we haven't heard from you yet. Please unmute so we can hear from you too.
Hi, everybody. Aloha. I just wanted to say, my sister introduced me to Sunrider. It feels like eons ago, but it's only recently joining the different challenges. It's like, oh, wow, this is really, really good. I've appreciated Sunrider a long time. It's helped me overcome and handle my 2 cancers, uterine and ovarian cancer. Had hysterectomy, got off the soda and all that stuff. But these challenges have been really helpful so that I learned the different products, how to use it. But this challenge has made a big shift. The last challenge, people were saying, oh yeah, I feel this and that. I'm like, I don't feel anything too much yet. But this challenge, the Golden Seal Root, the Assimilate, the Kalinite, the New Plus, I work with preschoolers running around all day, flexing my muscles a lot. I make a smoothie in the morning with everything, and then at lunch I usually eat. But lately I've been wanting to eat the Sunfit with New Plus, or just the New Plus, and take the herbs, and I'm good. And everybody tells me, you need to eat. I said, yeah, I'm eating my Sunrider foods, and I've been able to share more with people. But all day I see the other workers snacking all the time. And one is, she's like 30, she has heel spurs and inflammation, pimples all the time. And I've been trying to share with her things. And these different ones, I see the physical ailments they have, they're suffering. So I try to share with them what I can. So I just want to say that thank you to everyone. I'm not Facebook savvy. And please, when people friend me, I'm sorry I don't reach out and friend you back, because I'm still trying to get a hold on what I'm doing. I'm not sure with everything. So please don't think that I don't want to be your friend. But I really appreciate everything, and I love these challenges. I look forward to the next one, and I have more energy. I wish I had included more sunrise. I'm out of it. But yeah, in the morning, taking the shot. One time I thought I was taking sunrise and the evergreen, and I wasn't watching, and I took it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was actually Vitafruit and sunrise. So it was like, oh, this is so sweet. But and thank you, Judy, also for a lot of your tips. Yes, the Kalinite really, really helps. Yes, thank you so much. And yeah, I've always struggled with weight, and this challenge, my clothes have fit a lot better. I feel a lot better handling things at work too. Thank you so much, everybody.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Lisa?
I just want to say something that she just said that's so important that everybody needs to remember. She didn't notice anything tremendous until this one. So we don't know which season is our season that we struggle with from one transition to the next. We don't know. So it's probably going to shift as we do this every year, because mine is winter to spring, or spring to summer. And so now she's saying that she's noticed a difference this way. So we each individually might have a system that's malfunctioning, but as we do these things, we'll see improvement, and it can change next year. So that's why I'm so excited to watch everybody as we continue doing this.
Absolutely. Great point. Any other comments from the group? I just wanted to quickly share again, Judy, Stephanie, thank you so much for putting together this Facebook page for us all. I hope it's okay, Judy, that I mentioned this, but the hope is that we'll maintain this page over these next several weeks as well. And certainly want to encourage everybody, continue doing what you're doing. I mean, I've heard such incredible comments from the group here, and where obviously all of us are seeing some success and some benefit in our own way in using these foods. So don't stop now and keep doing it, okay? And Judy, do you want to, is there anything more that you would like to say in terms of heading into where we're going now, or just any other comments from your perspective?
Well, definitely. I have tons to say, but I'll try to keep it short. But before we head into upcoming events and our future challenges, I just want to, again, thank all the participants. You know what I love about Sunrider is the people it attracts. They have the commonality of they know who they are, what they want to do, and they like to do it their way. And I love that. That's my thing. And so the challenge is designed, there's points. And some people love that, like Sandy mentioned, maybe a little competitiveness, or some of us just need accountability. And then other of us head into this challenge. We're not going to count a point no matter what you say. So I love that. And everyone's way of focusing on their health is welcome, and it all works. And, you know, to Mary's point, I don't know, for someone who doesn't know Facebook, she sure posted some very exotic posts. And so I was very impressed, but I'm just finally figured out how you get a photo onto Facebook. So I'm sorry about that, but I want to continue. Hopefully everyone will join in on that. But let's face it, those who were conscientious on their points, they want to know how they did compared to everyone else. Lisa, can you help us with that?
Yes, I want to announce and congratulate the late summer star, High Point, Julia Sayre.
Yay.
And a close second to Julia is Sandy Melrose. And next are Judy.
Yeah, we have some other top earners, and that was Mary Oribe. And then we had the next level, Myra Syrian and Kealani Akakamai. I don't know. Hawaii is well represented here. Even though our last one is from Washington. But the nice thing is they tied, and then Stephanie came too. Those were top earners, but I have to tell you, those who kept points, everyone had more points than most of the previous ones. And I was so impressed with that. I'm so impressed with those who joined and followed and didn't keep points. I think everybody found a place, and I hope that continues. So as to what Max said, yes, the page is going to remain open. Please continue posting. I found grass in my backyard. So as soon as I make my toes look better, I need a manicure. I'm going to post my feet in my patch of grass. So stay tuned for that one. So please continue, because we all benefit. Also, so we planned October 23rd for another meeting like this, but it's going to be talking about autumn, because that's where we're moving into next. And that's going to be a good one. Lungs, large intestine. So that gives you a clue, as you saw on our chart. So if there ever was a good time to prepare for winter, this year's it. So I hope everyone will join us, but be thinking in the meantime, ask someone to come on the meeting October 23rd and see what it's all about. See if it might appeal to them, because, and also we welcome your likes, dislikes, ideas, because this is for everybody. We certainly don't have a handle on it all, as you can see, and we're trying to improve or trying to make it level the playing field or have something for everyone. So please give us your input on that. So October 23rd for the kickoff, but I'll tell you what, we're getting into autumn a little more fully, and our challenge dates for autumn is going to be November 8th through the 18th. We've put it in that position, a couple of reasons, but one of the reasons is some people like to order towards the end of the month in October. We felt if we started November 1st, that might be off for some others ordering. So that's the date, 8th through the 18th. And just because we focus on those 10 days doesn't mean not to continue or do what works for you, because eating seasonally will always benefit you. And I love that, Lisa, that you spoke up and drew attention to that, because actually, did you know if we were actually turned off or even hate or have an abhorrence to a certain season, or if we just love a certain season, just live for it the year round, can't wait till it's here, that shows an imbalance in itself. And so it's really interesting to watch that, learn, and then as we balance out, maybe we'll like or enjoy more of the seasons, and or just see how that works. But that's very right on. So anyway, I think that's all I have for now. The rest of you want to weigh in before we close?
I think Sandy's got her hand up.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, great.
Yes, it's me again. First of all, I'd like to congratulate, the winners and everything. And in our group, it's like, Julie, I must say to you now for November, it's game on. Just kidding. But one of my, I love the fact that you guys incorporate things for those of us that are wanting, to build the business side of it, not just enjoy the foods, that you've put things in there that make us step out of our comfort zone and post, where I didn't know how to post. I didn't even know how to get on Facebook. So it's baby steps for me, but I love the fact that it's, I'm headed in that direction, which I probably would not, be on Facebook and trying to figure all that out. And also I wanted to share that one of my son is sharing Sunbreeze with someone, someone new, was I was behind a girl that pulled out and hit a man, a pedestrian. Yeah, bumped him, hit him onto the ground. I saw it happen before it happened, but there's nothing you can do. So I jumped out, I ran around and everything. And he had fallen down then on his wrist and helped him up. He was holding his wrist and everything. And we're getting, we're trying to do information. He didn't speak one word of English, Arabic. Oh. So I'm like, okay, hold on. I ran back to my car. I got the Sunbreeze. I brought it out. I'm like, is this okay if I rubbed it, doing all the, trying to communicate with him. And so that was, actually, that was my third share of Sun.
Wow. Wow. And speaking of adding in those business related things, I would have done even better on the points, but I didn't know that the challenges were going to involve sharing Sunbreeze and sharing daily wellness packs. So if we can publish the information ahead of time of any items like that we're going to be working on promoting for the people who are trying to build a business, it would really help me. I only had 2 spare Sunbreezes on hand, and I didn't have more than that to give away. So, or whatever, so some of the people I had shared it with, I actually gave them a bottle, but I guess, some of the people I shared with, all I could do was let them try the bottle I had so they could see what it was like. So I would stock up with, a couple of cases of that if I knew we were going to focus on it, just in case somebody loved it so much they wanted one right now.
Well, Sunbreeze is always a great one to share, Julia. And one of the things that I like to use, because I don't want to give away a full bottle, are the little roller balls, which I think we've talked about before, and they're easily available on Amazon. You can get 8, 10, 12 little roller bottles out of a single bottle of Sunbreeze oil. And they're so easy just to hand out and give to people, especially if you match them up like Judy did in the sample pack, with other things that you can hand off to them as well. So great. And this is really good feedback, you guys, because this is exactly what we wanted to hear. What can we do better to make this more a productive exercise for everybody going forward? So thank you for these kind of comments, and we'll do better in terms of sharing information going forward in advance, so everyone knows what the rules are, if you will. Okay, but yeah, and it's good to hear too that you guys are interested in more things related to the business, because as much as we can be sharing just how we share out there. And well, I keep coming back to Carla, perfect example. Everyone she comes in contact with, she talks to about Sunrider, as many of us do. But that's the kind of thing that if we keep sharing with each other, we can see that, you know, we're not alone in some of our fears, and that other people are out there breaking through their comfort zones, and we have the ability to do the same thing. So anyway, good stuff, you guys, really good stuff.
Thank you.
Any other comments before we end up today?
Thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Oh, Mark, we're glad
always-
you're here. Thank you for being here with us. And look, you guys, we are recording this. I am going to post the, I'll put it up on YouTube so it's a public link. We'll get it out to everybody. And if this kind of call is something that you think that you can share with people to maybe get them interested in what we're going to be doing on the next challenge, let them hear this. Okay, that's one of the reasons we do these, so people can be sharing with each other and they can hear what we've experienced and maybe choose to join us on the next go around. So that would be cool. Anyway, you guys, I can't thank you all enough. Thank you so much for allowing for me to be part of this, and for sharing and just doing and all that all of you do every single day in terms of bringing these foods to people's attention. So again, with that, Judy, Wendy, Lisa, any last comments?
I just so appreciated the comments today, the experiences, all of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was awesome. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll be talking to you no later than the 23rd. Okay. Okay.
Thanks, Mac.
Bye-bye.